Hello, my name's Haonik, and the new 10.3 update for World of Tanks Blitz is officially out, bringing lots of new things to the table, like rebalanced tanks, a reworked map, which you're seeing on screen right now, and a bunch of other bells and whistles. There are a bunch of things I do want to talk about, but there's one thing in particular that has caught my eye. This is the Batchat 25T, the cute looking tier 10 French autoloading light tank. And there's something quite unique about this tank in this update. This tank has always had a choice of two guns, the stock gun and the upgraded gun. However, both of the guns got reworked for this update, and what's really interesting is both the guns are actually quite viable. In the thumbnail, I asked two questions. Is one of the guns better than the other? And can you choose to use either of them? And the answer to both these questions is yes. While both of the guns are good, one is better than the other. I've played this tank at the time of me recording this video 157 times with a 67.5% win rate and 2,500 average damage, so I think I'll give you a pretty definitive answer. Let's start with the basics. The 100mm has 4 shots in a magazine, while the 105 has 3. Both guns have the exact same dispersion values. The 100mm has a damage per minute of around 3,000 on the dot, and the 105 has a damage per minute of 2,800 to 2,900. The 100mm has an aim time of 3.5 seconds, and the 105 has an aim time of 2.6. The 100mm has a magazine reload time of 14 seconds, and the 105 has a magazine reload time of 16.5. The 100mm has an intra-clip reload of 2.5 seconds, meaning it takes 7.5 seconds to unload the magazine after the first shot. The 105 has an intra-clip reload of 2.8 seconds, which means it takes 5.6 seconds to unload the magazine after the first shot. The 100mm has slightly better penetration on its standard rounds and also HE rounds, but the 105 has better penetration on its premium rounds. The average damage for the 100mm gun is 270, while the 105's gun is 350. This means that the 100mm has a clip potential of 1080 damage, and the 105 has a clip potential of 1050 damage. Alright, so if it isn't obvious enough, the 105 is the better choice. One of the big reasons is because you can dish out your magazine faster while still outputting the same amount of damage as the 100. The 100mm is also overshadowed by another 4-shot autoloading fast tank, but we do not speak of its name. Jokes aside though, if you want to use an autoloading fast tank that has a 4-shot autoloader, just use the TVP. It is much better than this tank, at least regarding its 100mm. Now, I won't lie, after playing around with both of these guns for so much, I really can't find a good reason to use the 100mm. But I'm not going to give up, and I'm actually going to try and see if there is any reason why you would actually want to use the 100mm on this tank. Other than for the experience, let's see. You can keep someone permatracked for a longer period of time, which is situational, and you can distribute your shots between more tanks, which is also situational. Yeah, I got nothing. The 105 can do everything this gun can do, but better. Something I also forgot to mention when I was comparing the two guns is the 100mm also has worse shell velocity. Combined with the worse aim time, this gun is very inaccurate compared to the 105. However, the 100mm does one thing better than the 105, and that is that its gun is a lot more suppressive than the 105mm. Think about this. You have a 14-second magazine reload, which is faster than the 105s, and on top of that you get an extra shell. Of course this gun is a lot more suppressive, and people might actually think twice before pushing into it because of that. And that's still not the best argument, because who would want to push into a fully loaded autoloader? Because of its worse shell velocity and worse aim time, this gun is clearly meant to be the better choice if you're going to be upfront brawling. But honestly, after playing this tank so much, the 105 just does it better. However, I did mention at the start of the video that you can actually use both of these guns, and it is true. I'll be completely and totally honest with you. I switch to the 100mm and I use it sometimes, even though I know the 105 is better, because it's fun. It is fun to use the 100mm on this tank. Sure, you're gonna perform a lot better in a TVP even after the nerfs, but it's just a different experience, because unlike the TVP, the magazine reload is quick compared to the TVPs. And that alone makes this gun fun. Like, I switched to playing my T57 Heavy for a game after playing like 3 or 4 games with the 100mm, and it literally felt like a millennium to reload the magazine in the T57. And the TVP is no better, because it's only slightly faster than the magazine reload on the T57 Heavy. And the biggest problem with the 100mm is its damage does not cut it. 270 damage at tier 10 does not cut it. That is really, really low. Not to mention 7.5 seconds to unload the entire magazine when you can do it in 5.6 with the 105. Now, something I will say is the 100mm actually has a higher damage per magazine. And I will be honest, I've actually felt it a few times, but another big problem with that is there's more RNG involved in the magazine because of that. Now, if you find it fun to take a gamble on RNG, then this gun is for you, because you technically can do more damage with this gun in a magazine than if you were to do it in the 105. But I think I've rambled on enough about this gun. I mean, it is fun to use, and I would honestly recommend using it. It is the stock gun, meaning that you're gonna have to use it unless you free XP to the 105, but I honestly wouldn't free XP to the 105, because I think this gun is a unique experience, and I truly think everyone should get to enjoy it. But if you are an Omega Sweat tryhard and only care about winning, use the 105. It's just that simple. Thank you for watching my short little essay for which gun is better, and I hope that now it's a bit more clear to you on what gun to use. I personally have fun using the 100mm, but it's definitely the inferior choice. But I think that about wraps up the video. God bless, and I'll see you next time.